little guided meditation call for Wednesday, October 20th, 1:14 Mountain, 3:14 Eastern p.m. We will be having a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. on this line. And Friday, we'll be having Dr. Russ and Patty McPeak for our reverse aging health call, Friday at 9 p.m. The universe has a plan for each of us. It is divine. It is magnificent. It is our soul's plan as well. How many of us would like to know it? It will be fully revealed to each of us the moment we let go of everything in our lives and experience our true selves and each moment as unbounded and infinite. When everything doesn't go your way, breathe. Thank God that the ego doesn't always get its way. These challenges that we're facing are opportunities to let go of attachment to the small agenda and see the bigger soul game that we are here to play. And this enlightened life is mainly the art of letting go. Mainly of letting go. How can we instantly have an enlightening experience of this life? When we walk to the edge of all the light we have and take the step into the darkness of the unknown, we must choose to believe that one of two things will happen. There will be something solid for us to stand on, or we will be taught to fly. Patrick Overton. A father once asked his oldest daughter after she graduated from high school, "Love, do you know what meditation is?" She looked at him with a smile and said, "Meditation is focusing on the great universal intelligence within you and all around you." He leaned closer and began to look into her eyes with a deep, long gaze. Slowly, moving even closer, his big, soft eyes were gazing deeply into hers. He said nothing and did nothing but look deeply into her eyes. For a moment, she began to retreat, feeling like either running away or pushing back. Then she understood what he was doing. So she relaxed deeper into her heart and felt a very calm, peaceful presence inside. This was her graduation day, and his presence was a gift. Her father was teaching her how to open to each intimate moment, fully receptive to life, even in the uncomfortable moments, being available to feeling this simple, soft, sweet presence is what meditation is all about. When we lose the right to be different, we lose the privilege to be free. Charles Evans Hughes. If you stop and watch your mind, you'll see one main thing. There is a program running, and it is always running. It is always on in the background. Its wheels are turning, whirling about its desires, creating ideas, following beliefs, trying to avoid doubts, etc. For 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, your thinking machine is working. The most interesting thing of all is that it thinks it's making progress. If you look deeply into your mind, you'll see that this overproductive machine only works with what is known or is potentially knowable. The mind is busy in either trying to reach its perceived goal or decide what its goal actually is. It's always actively imagining what it's going to do in the future or what just happened in the past. The mind only functions between two realms, the future and the past. It's too afraid to discover what is really here in the present. It's worried that if it actually remained in this moment, it may tap into something amazing and realize that it hasn't fully experienced life yet. This could be a truly great yet shocking discovery that might cause some embarrassment. So the mind tends to stick to what is comfortable and remain busy with the future and the past. The truth is that we are highly conscious beings. We wouldn't be in this meditation if we weren't. There is a seed of higher awareness growing inside each and every one of us. There are many people out there who are completely hypnotized by their mind and caught in a perpetual thinking trance. Their entire life has been following the mind around wherever it goes, all day and all night long. They don't even entertain the possibility to stop the mind at all. It can happen at any moment. We can stop being a slave to the mind and live fully in the now. And if we are super conscious and aware, we can quickly fall back asleep, get lost in thoughts and fantasy. What's interesting is that there is something always inside that is always awake. No matter how many times you get lost in the dream, it is still there in the background watching it all. So my invitation for each of us today is this. Get very curious about this light of awareness that never turns off. Bring all your awareness to this awareness. Remain patient, relaxed, and at ease in this exploration. Let yourselves simply be aware of that which is never not aware. This will open the door to instant enlightenment. Believe it or not, the more you practice this simple technique, the more you will realize the magnitude of this. And are you ready to dive in and explore what it may be like? I dare you to not pay any attention to the mind for 1 hour of your life and just practice being aware of awareness. See if you can surrender everything to this experience. The mind is used to being a constant thinking mechanism, so it already has created the idea that it is a problem you believe you have. One of the most interesting discoveries is that thinking actually leads one into experiencing more unconsciousness. Thinking actually leads one into experiencing more unconsciousness, which while just being present without thinking allows us to have more consciousness. If we want to have a more enlightening experience of this life, simply slow down. Let go of all this thinking. Just drop the mind. Let it go. Now, perhaps you've already started to see that a busy mind is a very dangerous thing. Like a pendulum, your thoughts will be swinging between happy and sad, joyful and miserable, peaceful and upset. This is where it goes. And all it knows, it is afraid to step into the unknowable and experience what's beyond its comfort zone, and where you just might experience that everything and everyone is completely perfect exactly as they are. The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance. The wise grows it under his feet. James Oppenheim. When you bring awareness into your thinking machine, this is a good thing. The present moment is your gateway to freedom. Although the mind will never be satisfied with it and always desire things in the present, you can train it to prioritize freedom. Freedom cannot be attained. It's something that you already are and can only be experienced in this moment. The very moment you surrender your life to total freedom, the mind becomes crystal clear. The mind naturally stops trying to win and survive altogether and begins a new journey of living in bliss by following the more natural rhythms from within. The more awakened and curious state happens by simply choosing freedom as your goal. Give yourself the gift of liberation today and dive into the unknown. Open yourself up to experiencing something totally new, exciting and mysterious. You'll soon be tapping into your infinite source of energy, love, and connection again. It is truly up to you if you let yourself experience a state of unbounded joy every day, or remain complacent with the stuckness you're still facing with your money, body, relationships, dreams. This is your day to make the choice to create a new version of reality, the enlightened state of being. It is yours to discover right in this now. So enjoy it. Stop struggling. Start living. We have a magical life that we were all born to live. And this is just the beginning of being empowered. It may seem like a big fabricated lie, yet material desires are designed to find their way into our lives with precision and effortless ease. When we stop believing in the illusion of apparent separation and know on a quantum metaphysical level that we are living in one great ocean of conscious energy, we open the energetic manifesting gates and the path before us. As long as we feel disconnected from the universe feels separate from us. It always mirrors back to us what we are putting out into it. It honors our response to it, reflected to us whatever choice in perception we are making. It cannot break this great law of like attracts like. The universe will only withhold our desired outcome from showing up as long as we continue maintaining a feeling of separation from it. When we give of our attention, we give of our soul. One moment of pure attention is worth a pound of gold we spend. Another foundational law of moving energy into form, creating reality, manifesting, which will turn us into manifesting magnets, is this: we cannot stop. It's not something we stop. It's what we are. We cannot stop manifesting, whether we are aware of it or not. We are constantly creating everything around us, 24/7. We were born as extremely powerful manifesting magnets who are already forming every aspect in our lives through our beliefs about what is real and what is not real. Whether we are consciously choosing these beliefs or regurgitating them unknowingly, reality listens to what we believe is true. The more you can honor this truth, the more amazing your life will become. Just spend a few minutes a day with this feeling that you are a manifesting magnet and cannot stop manifesting. Feel into this idea so often that it sinks completely into the deepest belief system within you. You will soon find its truth showing up in every aspect of your day. We can retrain ourselves to believe in any version of reality. If we want it bad enough, we simply need to be more honest with ourselves about how stuck we may feel in our lives. It is our pain that ultimately motivates and inspires us to bring about enormous deep change. When everything is going smoothly, we have no deeper yearning to shape-shift our belief system. It is only when we feel into our deepest pain that we yearn to remember just how amazing, lovable, and powerful we all truly are. If we have felt challenged with this idea of that you are a powerful manifesting being and simply do not believe anyone can create anything they desire at any time, that you are creating exactly that world for yourself right now. We define our limitations of what we are capable of creating in each new moment of this journey. Our reality is continuously being formed and shaped around us, and our thoughts are constantly molding themselves into the form of our reality. Thoughts are always flowing, moving, and creating our experience of life in each new moment. Each moment of life is so fresh and new that it behaves much like a blank canvas, that we can paint anything we want on it. Now, we could suddenly choose to paint a sailboat and imagine it taking you into a new direction of your life by pointing your inner rudder towards an entirely new dream destination and life goal. You could choose to give up years of financial struggle, shift into thinking, feeling, and becoming a highly effective manifester in just a few minutes. By merely holding your attention on integrating this manifesting mindset without a single doubt entering, you will rewire the neuronal pathways in your brain and begin amplifying the manifesting magnet hidden within you. When your entire being is completely alert and relaxed, feeling sweetly centered in the core of your body, the mind becomes very quiet and very, very, very still. When you can relax enough and let a continuous river of confident, peaceful feelings come flooding inside, you'll start to realize how you are already attracting and creating your dream life. Then you can feel into your deepest connection with life. When the most intimate personal realization is discovered that this enormous manifestation power is your very nature, from this paradigm, you know there is an unlimited amount of energy all around you, and anything is possible. There is enough energy in a single cubic meter of space. Enough energy in a single cubic meter of space to boil all the oceans in the world. The problem we each encounter in manifesting our dream life is that the mind actually enjoys getting caught up in the world of distractions. It revels in the dramas that have some form of lack and limitation. It loves having excuses and fears to overcome, as well as doubts, disbelief, and worry to rise beyond. The mind tends to ignore our real power because if it didn't, we would have to stop feeling part of society and be an outcast, feeling excluded from the powerless trip that a majority of people on this planet seem to linger in. Ultimately, the mind doesn't want to become too much like the black sheep who doesn't fit in with your community of people who get you, as that is not a safe form of survival. The blinded mind is resistant to seeing how the universe is constantly working for us and not against us. This is another huge law to realize and abide to. Life is inherently benevolent and has this natural tendency to send an abundance of good things your way. The mind will not always see it, and some minds cannot see it at all. Yet life is always working to help us grow, evolve, and mature along our spiritual path. Perhaps we may have forgotten that this is why we are here and got caught playing in the world of trying to manifest things and overcome doubt. When this concept becomes a self-realized way of being in our lives, miraculous things will begin showing up from nowhere. If you feel you are ready to totally break free from all limiting mindsets and transcending all stuck old-fashioned beliefs around manifesting, the following 6 principles will be useful to adopt into your daily life. Simply digesting and implementing these basic manifesting principles will shift your consciousness and make you a huge difference in your ability to create the life you yearn to have. They're pretty simple. Stop trying to manifest. Realize you already are a super powerful manifesting machine. So you don't have to try so hard to manifest what you want. Just relax. Enjoy the ride. Allow your desires to unfold on their own accord. Like anything in this world, if we are gripping on too tightly and trying too hard, we are living without trust. And obscure the goal-making life much more challenging than it truly is. Trying comes from hoping, which eventually leads to hopelessness and desperation, struggle, and fruitless results. The trying energy contains the ingredients of fear, insecurity, and a feeling of lack in this divine connection within you. The manifesting magician in you is powerful because he or she is relaxed, trusting, knows the core, is already perfectly aligned with this divine creative connection. There is no doubt, hesitation, or anxiety inside. There is only the deep knowing and belief in the law of attraction. Positive outcomes on the outer result from positive feelings on the inner. When we follow this magical formula, our lives can only develop greater wisdom, love, abundance, and freedom. Power is a choice. Don't be afraid to use your manifesting power because it is needed on your path to find true freedom. Real freedom is not available for those who deny their power and choose to remain in their own internal prison. The people who are living the life of their dreams are doing so because they chose to empower themselves by believing in their dream. A very firm decision was made inside themselves that this one life is not going to last forever. And they must take advantage of this creative opportunity while it is here. Only from a conscious, empowered place can we open up to receiving the most rich, loving, abundant, healing experiences this life has to offer. You are already intimately connected. Success in this life can only manifest through being connected to the one universal source. All failure, poverty, and sickness in life comes from feeling and thinking you are separate from this one source. When the mind ego gets in the way, believing it is superior or inferior, it blocks the manifesting flow of energy. Manifesting comes natural and effortlessly to those who are not creating a division in themselves, thinking any part of them is unloved, unwanted, abandoned, or unworthy of success on any level. The moment we separate ourselves, we negate our connection to source and meet head-on with strife and struggle. Feeling connected to the one universal God source is the foundational ingredient needed for becoming a master of manifesting. From the master's perspective, desires may manifest or they may not manifest. And it really doesn't matter. The master doesn't care so much about the desired physical outcome because the real goal, to feel connected with God right now, is always the same. Enjoy this moment. Be happy. The essential goal of this life is to be happy. And when we are aligned with this, life aligns with us. Magical things manifest when we are deeply happy inside with who we are, exactly the way we are, and the way our life is. When we are not attached to thinking that manifesting our desires is then going to make us happy, then we are free. The manifesting master inside of us knows, of course, that we may become momentarily happy when a desire manifests. Yet this happiness is minuscule compared to the deeply loving sensation of being connected to the infinite source within. Be detached from the outcome. Whenever you are attached to a certain outcome to bring you happiness, you are coming from a fearful, needy place and ultimately feeling disconnected to your source. When you are simply relaxed with yourself, at home in your being, able to rest in your heart, you naturally feel connected with your source. The spiritual connection is already the foundation of your being, and finding mastery within it is simply realizing that you already always are. This divine connection really boils down to a moment-to-moment choice in life. You are always choosing in each moment if you are or aren't connected. You are always choosing if you're coming from the trust or fear. Your entire reality is defined in this now moment. You can choose to be happy, feel deeply at peace, empowered, grateful for your life just as it is. You are the eternal choice maker of how you interpret the feelings arising in you and the thousands of thoughts passing through you. Attachments is the most powerful way to stop your desires from manifesting. Attachment is happening every time your body feels tense, tight, stressed, confused, upset, or grumpy. Every time you are not experiencing great joy, you are attached to something. It will feel like you are swimming against the river, upstream fighting the current, trying to force something to happen by pure will alone. What's the payoff you're getting for remaining attached to these desires, dreams, or beliefs? Find out what it takes to let go. Trust in the divine process of this life. Whenever you feel anything that is not connected to ease and joy, just ask yourself the simple question, what am I attached to? Your freedom and enlightenment is as simple as that. Know that you are beyond all desire. To fully master the world of manifesting starts with a test of how well can you have a burning desire for something, yet not get lost in the fire of that desire. It's like walking that fine edge between living in this world, yet not of this world. The secret to walking this edge is relaxing into this pure, untainted awareness. That is looking through your eyes and listening through your ears. This is your only hope for freedom, as it can become very easy to get consumed in the excitement, thrill, fear, and wild energy that surrounds your desires. We all want to truly feel alive. And then, and when desire hits us, everything lights up. Yet it is the real master who can feel the fire, honor the passionate heat, and not get cooked by the intensity of the juicy outcome or what you expect will manifest. The master chooses instead to be constantly warmed and nourished by the warm pulsating heart of the great source within. Feel ecstatic. There is no end to this life. There never has been. That when you have reached on one peak, suddenly another peak starts giving you challenges, a higher one, a more arduous climb, a more dangerous reach. And when you will have reached the other peak, another peak, peaks upon peaks. It is an eternal Himalayas of life, ocean. I think the most interesting dimension to shifting our consciousness is within the melting and merging of polar opposite experience. When we feel our deepest connection to the source, we are also allowing our worst, limiting feelings and beliefs to arise. It's always in our darkest hour when the brightest light shines in. The change in perception hits us when we are no longer fixed on a polarizing perspective, meaning the instant we detach from gripping onto harsh experience, we create space for gentle healing feelings to flow in. It is in this meeting of opposites, the melting of polarity, that we transcend all absolutes and discover what real freedom is about. So here's the invitation for you. Here is recognize the enlightened manifesting master inside you right now. Step into playing this role in your life. Find out what is stopping you from taking your next step into becoming truly free. What will it take to follow those principles above and beyond to live the laws of manifesting? Play with your beliefs. Notice which ones you are attached to and hold on to them throughout your day. Get to know yourself. Understand what is causing all the suffering in your life. If perhaps you don't know what this is, just seek out what you are attached to. What limiting thoughts, beliefs, and feelings do you have around these attachments? When you find what's causing the most pain in your life, you can liberate yourself from it. You will see that behind every experience of suffering, some form of attachment is found. Beware of attachments. Yet more importantly, be aware of where they came from. When you investigate, you may find there are many, many, many tiny little desires and attachments to those desires, which are running your entire life. The good news is that the more you are aware of these attachments, the easier it is to step back from them and not buy into them and into their story. Freedom from attachment is what gives us tons of extra energy and focus to consciously manifest our desires. Once we are truly detached from all fiery desired outcomes, we will never become upset, irritable, and unhappy with the world. Now, it's very important to remember that being attached does not mean being disconnected or not caring about your future. This is a very fine line we walk, and learning to dance along it is what makes us all masters. After the day is done, it all comes down to how deep do you feel connected to this one universal source that is creating who you truly are. Living 24 hours a day from that all-loving space, you won't need to be attached to any outcome to find happiness. You will be the source of happiness itself. Then, manifesting your desires for money, love, car, house, relationship, etc., all occurs effortlessly on its own accord, because you are at one with the source itself. You are both with a tremendous possibility of intelligence. You were born with a tremendous possibility of intelligence. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within, and that will guide you. Nobody else can guide you. You are utterly irreplaceable also. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies, head to toe, inside and out. Whatever it is that's got you pressured, tense, or things that you aren't even aware of that do, or that you don't even know you are. I'm not stressed. I'm not any of that. I'm fine. We all have stress, which is brought on by illusion, which is brought on by moving energy into form, created into reality, because all of us never are not creating. So the body is the first step to embracing the God that we are. Because relaxing the body opens the door to the room where the God that you are resides. So when you review in your thoughts anything that may cause irritation, frustration, worry, anxiety, fear, face it. Face it. This is how every single time we face it, it disappears. We don't face it with anger, frustration, irritability, hurriedness, confusion. We face it with ease, with deep eternal love, with gratitude, with gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. Each one, wherever it may be. And only you can do it. No one's going to do it for you. Only you can do it. Only you decide. Only you choose. And when you do this, you free yourself. We all have a direction. We choose the direction. But we're all, sooner or later, on the same path. Some of us may be taking detours, roundabouts, directly. But in the end, we're all on the same path. Just like these bodies we're in. We can choose to love them exactly as they are, or to constantly be ridiculing, detracting of what we aren't happy with. What do you think causes dis-ease? worry, stressing, fearing. So when you relax the body, how do you know it's really relaxed? Floats, light. When that happens, you're focused on your breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the breath stills the ego mind and the subconscious mind. It stills them, which means you leave them alone. You're no longer entertaining or interacting. They're no longer mastering you in that moment. You're only in the now. Moment to moment. Breath in, breath out. And the moment is all we have. The now is all we have. We create the future in the now. We reminisce our past in the now. So the longer we can stay in the now, the more we will discover who and what we are. God, God's source, the kingdom of God. However you want to label it. The pure consciousness, the spirit, the soul, the higher self. And we all know when we are truly relaxed. We don't ever not know. We naturally, truly relax our bodies. Now, if you will, look in front of you through your heart mind. You see 3 circles on the ground. And one in the center is shimmering. It's like a golden white color. One on the left, same color, but it's worn. Doesn't shimmer anymore. The one on the right, same thing. It's worn. One in the center is almost new. Looks new. One in the center is the now, the middle path. One on the left is the past. One on the right is future. Now, we all reminisce. It is fun because we have these memories and we reflect upon them. It's in our private library in our subconscious mind. And anything can spark it, but it's fun. And it's enjoyable for us. And we're glad it's there. But we don't live there. And we know that because it's all gone. It's all past. All we were able to extract are the experiences. But some of us will live there. They'll live in the past. Now, whether they're consciously aware or not, they still are living in the past. And they find themselves, more and more so, eventually they end up taking the past, they bring it into a future that doesn't exist. They create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Others of us go in the future. We're not exempt from any of this to a certain extent. It's just that some of us take it all the way. Now, some of us, we all go into the future because we wonder, when is this going to happen? When's that going to happen? When am I going to have this? When am I going to be healthier? When am I going to be stronger, have more energy? When am I going to have more money? When am I going to have the house I want? When am I going to be able to live where I want to live? When am I, it's just constant. And we know that's the ego mind. But in the now, that's it. Only in the now. And you know it to be true because you can feel it through your heart mind. This is the place, the natural state of being, in the now. Eventually you'll be able to, when someone comes up to you and says to you, hey, Alan, what are you going to do 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself in a year from now? Where do you see yourself 6 months from now? Where do you see yourself next week? And you say, I don't. I am in the now. I exist only in the now. That's why everything comes to me and I don't have to chase it. That doesn't mean that you don't perform action to show the universe that your intent is sincere. You don't sit in a cave somewhere and expect, tons of wealth's going to be dumped on you. But see, then you start worrying about what others think of you. Oh, what are they going to think if I say this? And then that's when some people say, I don't know, I've never thought about it. So the body's relaxed. You're in the now. You've stilled the ego mind. How do you stay in the now? Because we have tens of millions of programmed thoughts that, like clouds in the sky, run by all day long. And, none of us are exempt from this either. We grab onto them and kind of float off. We can be focused on anything. You could be in an intense conversation with somebody, and all of a sudden, they're talking to you, and you wander off. And you're not there anymore. You don't hear a word they're saying. You're in a different space. This is when we remind ourselves that we are gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves, and we stay 24/7 in deep eternal gratitude. Now, I'm not saying that's easy all the time, because it isn't, but it gets more and it gets better the more we practice. So every single time that we wander, right, we just focus on our breathing, on our breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth, and we will 3,000% of the time be in the now. Being in the now is peace, tranquility, benevolence. It's also prosperity and abundance. It's all there. You're no longer digging and fighting your way upstream. You're floating downstream. With no concern whatsoever, because you have surrendered yourself to the God that you are. Now, we know that we are not the body. We are not the name. We are not the personality or the character. We are the God. The God sourced pure consciousness within these bodies. So if you looked at that body you're in and you see these 7 wheels of light from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. Some believe there's more, some believe there's less. We'll just go with the 7. Now those are chakras. Chakra means wheel. These are wheels of light, all different colors. They're etheric and spiritual, so you can't pick them up like a block of wood. Just like you, the God. You're etheric, you're spiritual. So doesn't it make sense that you flow through those conduits, those energy vortexes, those chakras, those wheels of light? Because you're intimately connected to every quantum quirk of that body that you're in. Every motion, every organ, every function, everything. 24/7. Once you make that connection and understand it and embrace it, what's happening? You start feel a deep sense of peace, real peace, tranquility, and benevolence. This is why eventually all of us will master healing these bodies at a blink of the eye, whenever they need healing. We also know that the soul that we are in the body is the God, which actually is the heaven, which then means the body is the earth, and the soul is the heaven. So we are heaven on earth, literally. And every step we take, consciously aware, we're creating paradise. Literally, not figuratively. Not only that we know that we are shining our light, our God force, love, light, energy, that emanates from deep within the core of these bodies. And that light is the highest of the highest, highest, and the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. gratitude, and peace. And it's flooding everything. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, on it, in it, above it, and below it. And it's not just intermittent. It's not intermittent. It's once. It's always. 24/7. All of our brothers and sisters, awake or asleep, all life, everything. Magna, glorious, just to dip into it. So if you were to go out in outer space and you were to look at this planet from afar, you would see that it glowed. And then as you looked and gazed around the planet throughout the universe, you would see that every other light dims in comparison. Now we know that we have parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are asleep. They're not consciously aware. And they will decide when they awaken. So the other parts of us are consciously aware to a certain extent. So those are the parts of us that are with us in these meditations every day. And that's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is all of the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Vendantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua. This is all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, or Garth and beneath earth. This is all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. This is all of the galactics, off-worlders, and celestials. This is in the Googleplexes. One Googleplex fills this universe with not even 1 inch of sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of Googleplexes from trillions of universes in every direction. And they're here now, consciously. Now the galactics, celestials, and off-worlders, we're only familiar with just a very small fraction of them. Over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every single day. The ones that we are aware of, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. The archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other, daily basis, interacting. But they meet with us a lot. We interact with them a lot, more than we know. And when you do recognize it, it's usually after the fact of the interaction. And it just comes over you. That was an angel. And then you experience a little taste of bliss. Now, they have a message. They deliver this message in many, many, many different ways. And the message is, isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? To taste, to touch, to feel, to see, to breathe, to smile, laugh, cry. It is. It is absolutely phenomenal. And then it is bliss. Now they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask them. They will. And that's more blisses. Now the light energy beings, with the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So the And the millions, billions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, we don't see them, but we are familiar with some. And some of us have seen some of them. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And we're all gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from deep within each and every one of us. It is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest eternal love. We're flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, on it, in it, above it, below it, 24/7. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with a massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. It's like a ballroom glass globe spinning. Yet this one is 1,000,000,000 times more intense and massive. So when we look at the actual reflective points, we focus and go in and we see these perfectly etched mirrors, and we enter them. Everything flashing, vibrating. And as we do, we discover that all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are learning and teaching each other. We're learning from and teaching to. Learning and teaching, teaching and learning are both. And it doesn't matter what it is that life is in. It's always teaching us something. There's always messages. The animals' messages. Whatever comes across your path, there is a reason for it. We take it for granted. But as we go in deeper and deeper, we will no longer take it for granted. We will respect all life, no matter what form it is housed in. It's absolutely magna-glorious, spectacular, stupendous that we have this interaction 24/7. Doesn't matter if you're 1,000,000,000 light years away. We remember the gods within the physical form are one. And the more we recognize that, the more things will open up expansively for all of us. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. This armor is not like anything on this planet. It's way beyond. It emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it cannot be violated. It cannot be seduced, invaded. No demon possessions, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequency, shenanigans. None. So you're protected 24/7. Always. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, fear, anger, hatred, ego, manipulation, envy, hurry, greed, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the possibilities are endless. Demon possession, attachments. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first one is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. The second part of that column of light is the violet ray. We created this column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies, that of which we truly are the sun, the sunlight. The sun sets and the sun rises. The rain and rainbows. The mountains, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the skies, the clouds. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or a sunrise, starry lit night sky, ocean front, mountain view, whatever it may be, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the divine majesty. You're the perfection. It always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Instead of saying, isn't that beautiful? You say, that's me. The God that I am, that is me. It is me. I am it. You'll be amazed at what transpires the more you feel that. We continue to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with a massive crystalline light tower that we created that is absolutely massive, larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, in the column of this crystal tower, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this massive golden white ball of light is surrounded by numerous ribbons of multicolored light. And they're all sending out this electrified mist. It sparkles and it absorbs into us. It's like a warm embrace that never ends. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest eternal love. And the rest comes gratitude, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. It's endless. And then we discover that it is us, the God's within us. All of it is. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Now, at the top of this crystal light tower, we designed this, the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, which it's doing right now, flooding all of us. And what is the golden ocean? It is the pure, deep, eternal love. We are all drops of this golden ocean. And we also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere, set center circle. We all created this sphere. Moving towards 4 years ago, it holds over 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Imagine that. Hundreds of millions gathered from all existence, consciously aware, meditating every day. These meditations don't wane, they don't disappear, they don't drain, they don't get weak. They do the opposite. They intensify and they expand. That's why this meditative sphere can be here seen, heard, and felt, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and expand. And it's flooding all of us. It's flooding everything and anything, nothing and nothing, 24/7. You want to just take a little dip into that? Sit, be silent, move into the heart, mind, and the now, and you'll be there. You will be there. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. All the great enlightened beings of this world became that way because they deeply understood one basic thing. Their eternal connection to a divine source is and who they really are. So take a few minutes to give yourself permission to understand this for yourselves. We are all enlightened beings waiting to realize it today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we'll return here tonight at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change call, and tomorrow at 3 p.m., Thursday, continue our global guided meditation call.